Hey, this is Matt from InvestiQuant. Today is Tuesday, September 15th, 2020. And this morning we saw the markets gap up. And since they've done that, they haven't really done a whole lot else. We pushed a little bit higher off the open, rolled over, tried to approach the prior day's highs before buyers stepped back in, and we haven't done a whole lot since then. We're just kind of balancing as we await the FOMC announcement that'll be out tomorrow. So what I figured we would do is take a look at this type of price action going into the close, where we've got very tight ranges ahead of the FOMC announcement, which is tomorrow. So let me set this up and discover. We're going to look at all four instruments. We'll use an intraday time-based entry, and we'll move it out to about, let's do 3 o'clock. We'll set it up as a long, and then to describe the action that we've seen so far today, I'm just going to go into this post-open filters, and I'm going to say that the intraday range size is less than half of the 5-day ATR. So our current 5-day ATR for the S&P is about 81 points. So we're technically less than 20% of an intraday range as relative to that right now. Currently, at the time of this recording, we've got about 14.5 points of range. So not a whole lot to work with after the gap up this morning. And beyond this intraday range relative to the 5-day ATR, I'm going to go into the market events and say that it is the day before the FOMC announcement. Then click View Results. And here we go. So these are the results of going long at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, exiting at the close 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time on the day before the FOMC announcement, when you have a really tight range. And I'm defining that tight range as less than 50% of the 5-day ATR as of 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So historically, we've got 21 samples in the S&P, 23 in the NASDAQ, 22 in the Dow, and 13 in the Russell. And looking at the win rates here, they're all hovering right around 50%. None of them are much higher or much lower than that 50% mark. And looking at average win, average loss, it looks like the average loss a little bit bigger on the S&P, a little bit bigger on the NASDAQ, just slightly bigger on the Dow, and pretty even here on the Russell. Let's look at this results distribution for the S&P. When I pull this up, this looks fairly evenly distributed to me. You've got your losses that don't get very large. We don't have any real outliers here, so we've got the losses here in red and the wins here in green. And again, no real outliers here on the outside, on the upside, or on the downside, just a handful of small losing trades and a handful of small winning trades. So this setup that we're seeing here, where we're not getting much range the day before an announcement, has shown that there hasn't really been much of an edge in either direction, and there hasn't been many outliers or anything like that to get excited about potentially large moves or something historically happening either. So kind of a wait and see mode. So hopefully you found that helpful. Good luck the rest of the day, and we will see you tomorrow.